Hi my little robins, I'm back with the thrilling conclusion to my July video, Fanfiction Problems Part 1. This is the conclusion. This is Part 2. There's going to be no more videos after this unless I encounter some more problems. The first problem, or should I say point 6, because this is technically point 6 since I did 5 in the first video. I'm just going to go, this is point number 6, and it is when you come across a fanfiction and it's got thousands of, reads and hundreds of votes and you think, oh, this story's good, I'm going to open it, I'm going to read it, and you click on it only to discover that the author hasn't had the common decency to write a fucking summary. Oh, you have no idea how much of a turn off that is for me, and not just me, I know my followers who have told me they have not read a fanfiction because it hasn't got a summary. It's not hard, to write 2 lines of plots. What annoys me is when you get people and it will say, oh, I'm really crap at writing summaries, but the story's good, so read anyway. No, I'm not going to read your story if there's no summary. I know I'm not alone, and it's very frustrating because all I think is, how the fuck have you got all those thousands of reads and you haven't got a goddamn summary? The second problem, well, it's not really a problem, is when you're writing a fanfiction and your fanfiction takes on a life of its own and, makes you take the story to places you never originally planned. Ergo, the student becomes the teacher. This has happened to me a couple of times. I normally plan out my fanfiction, chapter by chapter, so I know exactly how the story's going to end at the very start. But I have come across, storylines which I, was sub for a reason, but then I've had readers go, oh, but this sub storyline could possibly feed into the main storyline, and I have found myself, experimenting with subplots, giving side characters more of a say, and it just adds, a whole new level to the fanfiction, so it's not exactly a problem. But it's a problem if you have a plan and you like scheduling, but it's not a problem if you're, you want to change your story on a whim. I'm just including it as a problem is because someone told me it was a problem, so I mentioned it in the video. The third fanfic problem is reading and writing hardcore smut, but then being totally innocent in real life. Because most people that read my fanfictions, or my smut, or that read other people's smut, I have discovered that they are 13 and 14-year-old girls, and they're like, oh my god, this is amazing, or they're writing the smut themselves, and all I can think is, when I was 13, we went outside and enjoyed the fresh air, we were kids, I didn't know anything about, porn or smut, until at least a couple of years into high school. It's not that I was sheltered, it's just back when I was 13, 14 or 12, it was a whole different thing, we didn't have access, to smartphones, to tablets, to the internet wherever we went. We didn't have 3G, we didn't have Wi-Fi, well we did probably have Wi-Fi but it was crap. And it just gets me how I will meet people, my readers. I have met a couple of my readers who are 14 years old, and they'll be telling me about these smutty, dirty fanfictions they've written themselves, and I'm like, excuse me, you're 13 years old. How do you know what it's like to lose your virginity? And they say, I googled it. Google, you're destroying a generation. I also want to know what most of their search histories look like. But yeah, I am guilty of reading smut, and I'll be reading it and then I'm very good at hiding it from my friends, but if they're watching this video, I read hardcore banned smut. Fourth problem is when you ship your OTP so much that them getting together is more important than you having a relationship yourself, hands down. This is true, DesDL, Kellic, Cashby. I am invested so much in those ships, it is unbelievable, and I am single. I think I care more about made-up relationships than I do about real relationships, which probably is a reason why I'm single. Quite frankly, I just want to find someone who loves me for the fact that I read and write fan fiction. If I could find a guy that is like equally obsessed, I think we would be perfect. This is going off point, but I have shipped OTPs. I have spent time on Tumblr, you know, arguing. I will start arguments. I don't start arguments, I finish arguments. And the fifth and final problem, or point 10, I don't know why I stopped adding up, but point 10 of this video, this fanfiction problems part 2, it's the most frustrating. It's when the author writes like amazing foreplay and you're just sitting there as the reader, you know, waiting for the two characters to, you know, fuck. And then the author writes, and then they slept together until morning. I mean, seriously, what the fuck? If you can write, you know, like amazing foreplay, you know, that turns people on, I'm pretty sure you can write the sex scene, but you get many authors that do this. I'm not gonna lie, early on in my writing, I refused to write smutty scenes, and so I was guilty of doing that, but now I don't care. I will write smut, I will write sex like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, going off point. When authors do this, you have no idea how frustrating it is as a reader to read the most amazing foreplay, and you're there like, oh my god, these two characters are going to get it on, and then they sleep together until morning. You know, so they, after, you know, teasing each other, they just go, you know what, I'm done for the night, let's go to sleep. That's not how it happens in real life, and that is just the final problem in this fanfiction problem video. I hope you guys enjoyed this second part 2, fanfiction problems. If you guys want to check out my part 1, I'll put a link somewhere up here, and the link will be in the description box below. In the comments, if you want to share any of your own problems, you know, feel free, I would love to hear it. If you want to check out my own fanfiction on Wattpad and Tumblr, links up here, links in the description box below. While you're down in the description box doing all that goodness, don't forget to click like if you enjoyed the video, and hit that subscribe button because there's nothing stopping you. Until next week, I am Beth. Goodbye.